Mr. Beast boasts an incredible achievement as the individual with the highest number of YouTube subscribers, known for his wild, generous giving and entertaining videos. Mr. Beast has managed to acquire a jaw-dropping 179 million subscribers. Yet, what transpired when he crossed paths with one of the fastest and most lethal players across the globe? This is Hikaru Nakamura, a 5-time US chess champion with a peak rating of 2816. Nakamura holds the prestigious position of being the 10th highest rated player in history. Mr. Beast challenged Nakamura to a chess match, but we're still waiting to see if pieces will be made of gold bars. This is a battle of kings, queens, and the occasional random item from Mr. Beast's garage. As a complete beginner, Mr. Beast took all the white pieces. Hikaru? He only took a king, queen, and 3 pawns. Mr. Beast chooses the initial move d4, a solid decision that surprises many given his beginner status. However, Hikaru has already anticipated this move and responds with his pawn to a6. Mr. Beast continues with knight c3, a strong move that establishes control over the central d5 square, and develops a queenside minor piece to protect his king's safety. Hikaru's response is to play king f8, as castling is not possible at this moment. Continuing the game, Mr. Beast slides his pawn to a4, prompting a sensible reply from Hikaru with pawn to a5. In another surprising move, Mr. Beast plays pawn to e4, indicating some basic chess training as his opening moves displayed a good understanding. Throughout, Mr. Beast maintained focus on the center of the board, aiming to build a sturdy foundation. Hikaru aims to regain control of this center with d6, and Mr. Beast advances his e-pawn to e5. Hikaru captures the pawn, but instead of trading queens, he decides to build pressure by moving his queen to h4. Mr. Beast begins an attack by moving his pawn to g3, aiming at the queen and establishing pathways for his light-squared bishop. Hikaru responds by moving his queen to h7, and Mr. Beast strategically places his rook on b1, getting ready to unlock a file for his rook. As Hikaru moves his king to g7, Mr. Beast launches an offensive with b4, targeting a pawn. Nevertheless, Hikaru skillfully counters by moving his queen to f5, utilizing a tactical opportunity to capture an available pawn on a5 and confront Mr. Beast's king. Mr. Beast, aware of Hikaru's queen's potential threat, overlooks the danger it presents. He captures the available pawn, resulting in doubled pawns. To the right, Hikaru checks the king while simultaneously attacking the knight by taking the pawn on e5. Although Mr. Beast has the option to defend the knight by moving the knight to c2, he opts to block the check with his queen, consequently enabling Hikaru to capture the knight without any obstacles. Mr. Beast's clear intention was to initiate a queen exchange, yet Hikaru rejects the idea and situates his queen on c6. He aims to retain as many pieces on the board as possible since he's able to target Mr. Beast's trapped rook at h1 and the vulnerable pawn on a4. Surprisingly, instead of safeguarding his threatened pieces, Mr. Beast employs a counter-attacking approach. He executes a check with bishop b2, compelling Hikaru's king to move to h7. Following up, he delivers another check with bishop d3. The arrangement of the white pieces applies significant pressure on the black king from this point forward. A victory is merely 6 moves away, bringing a probable checkmate for the white side. However, Mr. Beast isn't competing against just anyone. Hikaru resorts to f5, utilizing a delaying tactic to obstruct the impending checkmate. However, Mr. Beast continues to persistently check the king, simultaneously capturing a pawn. Hikaru's king moves to g8, eliciting another check from Mr. Beast's queen on d8. The king then shifts to f7, only to be checked once more by Mr. Beast's queen on d7. Hikaru's queen comes under threat, compelling him to capture Mr. Beast's queen. In response, Mr. Beast promptly captures Hikaru's queen with his bishop at this juncture. Facing just a lone king on g6, Hikaru confronts the entire white army. An undeniable triumph for Mr. Beast. However, Mr. Beast misses the winning move. He plays rook to d1 to activate his rook and threaten the black king. The king shifts to f7, and Mr. Beast moves bishop to c6. Then, The king moves to e6. Mr. Beast's check with rook d6 becomes a mistake, offering a free piece. Surprisingly, Hikaru avoids capturing it, moving his king to f5 instead. Mr. Beast seizes the chance, playing bishop to d4. The king shifts to g5. To prevent a stalemate, Hikaru advises Mr. Beast to keep checking.
Remember one thing though, what you're doing here is you're not actually putting the king in check. So there's a very high risk if you don't check of the king at some point not having any square.
With knight f3 check, Mr. Beast prompts the king to shift to g4, sheltering the knight. Safeguarding his knight using his own king on e2, the opposing king moves to h3. Adding pressure, Mr. Beast executes bishop d7 check, focusing on the black king. Although the winning move has rook g1 checkmate, Mr. Beast missed it. He chooses knight h4 check, accidentally leaving his rook on h1 hanging. This lapse enables Hikaru to capture the rook. Following moves unintentionally lead to a stalemate. His lack of the necessary knowledge to execute the ultimate checkmate, even with the assistance of numerous pieces, became apparent. Yet this is the essence of a grandmaster. Mr. Beast laughed and exclaimed that he was bidding farewell to chess.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me?
In a blend of humor and exasperation, Mr. Beast proclaimed the retirement from chess.
I quit. I'm not even playing anymore. I don't like chess. I retired.
Despite not emerging victorious against Hikaru, Mr. Beast continues to stand as a prominent YouTube influencer, consistently producing content on his channel.